Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we are going to be combining two separate mysteries to try and solve what could be one of the weirdest relationships in the entire game. That's right, so these two separate mysteries we've solved individually, at least I think, but when you combine them together, it opens up a whole nother Pandora's box. We are talking about Gertrude Braithwaite, the outhouse girl, otherwise known as Braithwaite's Secret, and we're also talking about the treehouse man of New Austin. I'm not officially sure anyone knows his name or if he even has a name. Now, if you've never experienced these two characters or these two Easter eggs, well, let me give you a quick rundown of who they are. So Gertrude Braithwaite, otherwise known as the Braithwaite Secret, is a girl that can be found locked inside of an outhouse.
Somebody's out there. What do you want? Want a kiss? Kill you! I'll kill you! Yeah. Oh, yeah. You like that? You like my hair? You stink! You stink! Oh, where's my mother? Oh, you bastard. Oh, bastard. Oh, you some bitch! Hey, here we yeah, what about this? You want to marry me? Yeah. Ooh, do it. I'll kill you.
You don't want to mess around over there.
What?
That's my poor cousin. There's no helping her. Believe me, I've tried.
Who are you? Who's out there? Somebody's out there.
This is painful for me. Can we go?
Want a kiss?
Leave her.
I knew how you Braithwaites treated enemies. Now I know how you treat Cam, too.
It's a great shame on a family that's shamed already. I told myself she was better off here with family than in a sanatorium, but maybe she isn't. I'll do what I can from Boston for her.
Sure you will. God damn. Okay, you still got a train to catch.
Get me away from all this.
So as you heard from both Gertrude a little bit, or as best as you could have, and Penelope, that is the Braithwaite Secret. Not exactly something they're super proud of, and that is in the outhouse in their backyard. So that's the first character we're going to be looking at today. And the next character is the treehouse man of New Austin, and he looks something like this.
Get away from me!
Yeah!
All right, now on the surface level, you might be asking yourself, well, Mr. Boss, how are these two characters connected? They seem to be, so far apart from each other. Gertrude would be in Lemoyne. The Treehouse Man would be in New Austin. They're pretty far away. How are they connected? Well, the connection actually comes from what I think is a pretty rare birth defect that both of them seem to have. So using some glitches, we can actually get inside of the outhouse, and we can also get the Treehouse Man down from his treehouse. And if you do both of those things, you find out that both of them have a condition that is called a cleft lip. And I did not know about this until recently. Now, in case you guys don't know what this is, it's a condition where the opening in the upper lip may actually extend into the nose. It might be on one side, it might be on the middle, it might be on both sides. Now, this is a pretty rare condition. Only about 1.5 per 1,000 births in the developed world, at least now, will have this condition. So there's a pretty low percentage that you would have something like this. It's pretty rare. Now today it can be successfully treated with surgery and appropriate treatments, and most outcomes are generally good. However, back in 1899, this was a big deal. And obviously, because in that time they didn't have modern medicine or surgical techniques, it's not something that could be easily repaired. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, what's the relationship here and why was this caused? Well, one of the causes of this could be inbreeding. And we know that the Braithwaites are big fans of inbreeding. We see that throughout the story. Like, that's not even a rumor or speculation. It's something that even they and the Greys have confirmed. So both of these characters have this rare condition. So does that mean they're related to each other? And does that mean that the guy who lives in the treehouse is either a cousin or a brother or a relative of the Braithwaites? Because aside from the fact that they have that cleft lip, they both act very similar. They both seem to be a little bit insane. They certainly don't like others. They seem to be afraid of a lot of people. They both live in isolation. Unfortunately for Gertrude, she lives in isolation because her family is crazy and they locked her in an outhouse. In the case of the Treehouse Man, he literally chose to live in a tree, like a hermit. So there are some similarities there, but I just want to know how they might be connected, because you can't loot Gertrude. You can loot the treehouse guy, but he doesn't have any documents or anything like that. Again, we really don't know his name, so it's kind of tough to tell. Now, one thing that might throw a little bit of a wrench in this mystery is their location. So we know that Lemoyne is based off of Louisiana, and probably Scarlet Meadows is, Alabama, Missouri, places like that. And we can assume New Austin is somewhere in Texas or New Mexico or something like that. So they're not too terribly far away. Like, they're not next door neighbors, but they're also not across the world from each other. So it could make sense that maybe this Treehouse Man is just another Braithwaite. Maybe he escaped. Maybe he was born in secrecy and he was sort of put into New Austin to get away from the Braithwaites. I definitely think there's an interesting connection here. Now, what's interesting is the only time you can meet the Treehouse Man is in New Austin. So technically you would have to be in the epilogue. So when you can meet the guy in the treehouse, Gertrude is dead because, as you guys know, if you visit her as John Marston, she has been turned into a skeleton. So basically, Penelope went against her word. She did not help out her cousin from Boston after she ended up moving. So it is sort of a tragic story. I mean, I guess it's one you can kind of expect. The Braithwaites seem to be like really nasty people, so that doesn't seem all that surprising that they would just leave someone they know, one of their family members, inside of an outhouse. But I want to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Do you think there is some connection between Gertrude Braithwaite and the man in the treehouse? I mean, this condition is so rare, it seems like it would be way more than just a coincidence for them to have the same thing. I mean, basically 1 in 1,000, that's not a lot. So like I said, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about this mystery and more. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.